Good evening and welcome back to the Space Shuttle Flight Control Room, where we're here now for our International Space Station Flight Director update with International Space Station Flight Director Courtney McMillan. Thanks for coming back, Courtney.
Glad to be here.
Okay, so we've got the first and only spacewalk of the mission behind us now. We heard during Flight Day highlights Mike Fossum, I think, talking a little bit about the wall of EVA and just kind of talking about what it's meant to get past that. And I know it's probably, means a lot to the people actually performing the spacewalks, but also the people here on the ground. Any thoughts?
Yeah, Mike had some great words for the whole team after the EVA today. Looking around the room in Vicar 1, you could see a lot of smiles and a lot of pride on the folks that got us through the EVA today. And a lot of those folks have contributed on a lot of EVAs across the history of Space Station and Space Shuttle. And it's a big amount of work for any spacewalk. We hear a lot from the EVA officers who put the plan for the spacewalk and all the tasks together and train the crew on those tasks. It's also a lot of coordination and choreography on how the space station is configured and all the different pieces and actions that the flight controllers have to take to make sure that the station is safe to support an EVA. So everybody contributes quite a lot to a pretty complex plan that has to get put together. So the wall of EVA, we've been doing that kind of complex planning pretty frequently over the last couple of decades or decade and a half to get all that done. And it's a little difficult to realize that we're past that point at this point, and mainly because we've all been sort of focused on the details and focused on getting through each individual spacewalk, and it's going to be very interesting to see how things go spaced out much more in between EVAs and doing a lot more EVAs mainly in response to contingencies. So we'll see how it goes. But this was a really good way for teams to work together over the long haul, and I'm really proud about how well everybody has pulled together and really brought this one through. This EVA went extremely well. It was very successful, got all the primary tasks done, and it was pretty much right on time. They were on the money. It was amazing.
That is, it says a lot about the people who trained and worked it here from the ground.
Sure does.
And I always think it's interesting, you can look up in the night sky and see the space station flying over and think, I helped build that.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess with that behind us now, it's all transfer all the time pretty much for the shuttle crew.
For the shuttle crew, they've got a lot of transfer coming up. Yeah, they are making a lot of good progress. They're ahead, actually, on the MPLM transfer so far. On the mid-deck, they're right about on time. So overall, we're ahead, and we have plenty of time to make up the rest of the tasks.
Okay, so that's for the shuttle crew. Is there other stuff going on for the station crew?
There is. Some of the station crew will be also doing MPLM transfer in the morning, and pretty much all afternoon we have maintenance activities all over the station and some science in the Japanese module. So we've got a number of items that we're able to pull forward from the increment activities into the time frame for the joint mission, and we'll be able to get some additional transfer for down mass, so for return items, as I talked about yesterday with going into the PMA-3 to retrieve some hardware that we're going to send down on Atlantis.
Right. I think if I remember correctly, we weren't planning to have it completely full because of the crew time to get it repacked, right?
Yes. So we should be able to return some more items now that we've got the time freed up to go and get them.
Okay, that's good. And you mentioned maintenance work that the crew's going to be doing?
That's right. We've got, let's see, I made myself a list so I don't forget. We have some preparations for work on the treadmill and the Russian segment. That's going to happen day after tomorrow. Thursday now, so tomorrow. They've got some preparation activities, and that's going to be done by the Russian crew. And depending on how that goes, that may help make the activity the next day a little more streamlined. We've also got some maintenance on the WHC, on the toilet in the U.S. segment. Part of the maintenance was coming up. It was coming due, and it should improve the overall performance of the toilet, but it's not in response to any kind of critical failure. We've also got some additional maintenance planned. When the crew gave us some comments about the smell the other day, they also gave us some comments about the overall performance and some areas where we can make some improvements. So we're going to schedule a little extra maintenance tomorrow as well in the afternoon today. Now I keep doing that. And see if we can make things a little bit better for them on orbit.
Well, speaking of the smell, did y'all decide what that was causing that?
We don't have a firm understanding, but we have a couple good ideas, and we're going to find out today if it's related to the processing in the urine processing assembly and doing a cycle through the processor to see if the smell increases again. We didn't get any more reports from the crew. They had told us before the EVA, the night before the EVA, that the smell had improved considerably. So we were in pretty good shape for the EVA day. We're going to kick off a short cycle in the morning when the crew is awake and see if we notice anything again. And that will also get us some more data on the performance of the system and see if we notice anything unusual. So far, all the data shows that the system is performing totally nominally, so we're not entirely sure yet, but like I said, we have a couple ideas, and this will help us figure out for sure where it's coming from.
So basically just going to kind of let it run and see if it resolves itself.
Yes. Well, let it run, see what happens, see if we get some more data, see what the crew says, and between that and then the maintenance on the WHC, see if we find anything unusual that points to a particular area of concern.
Okay. Well, anything else going on that we should watch for today?
I think that's about it. We've got a lot of replanning going on. We were working pretty hard tonight to put the plan together for today, and we will be doing that again tomorrow as things progress and to see what else we can pull forward and get the crew doing.
Okay, well, we'll talk to you again tomorrow night about what they accomplished in the coming hours.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks so much for coming back. Again, this
Sure.
is Courtney McMillan, International Space Station Flight Director, for our International Space Station Flight Director Update. Go back now to live mission coverage. This is Mission Control Houston.
Hi, I'm James Keaton.
I'm Roger Gomez.
I'm Jonathan Hawthorne Sr.
I'm Dan Jackson.
I'm Tony Reynos.
I'm George Salazar.
I'm Andrew Lee.
We are the communications and tracking officers on the final shuttle mission.
And you're watching NASA TV.